Hi, everybody. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Today's going to be a special reading. We're going to be doing the sun signs through the tarot. So I'm going to go through each sun sign, give you just a little bit of astrology through them, and we'll continue. Okay, so this can be your Vedic sun sign or your tropical sun sign. I'm pretty open to either of those. It doesn't really change the description of someone with the sun sign. The only thing that changes is the birth date. Excuse me. In Vedic astrology, your birthday is going to go back 28 degrees. So it's like subtracting your birthday by 28 days. And that's going to take you back a sign, okay? So if you want to get that information for your sun sign, you can go to Vaults of the Heavens and then enter Lakiri Ayanamsha, and you can see your Vedic chart, see where your sun is, okay? If not, most of you guys all know your sun through tropical. That's the pretty most basic information you can get out there. So we're going to go all the way through them. We have a sun in Libra here, hi, and a Vedic sun in Scorpio. That's awesome. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm super excited to go through this today with you. Today's a special day. It's my JKS's birthday. So this is my JKS's birthday. So it's been a while, but we're going to celebrate it with this really cool video. Let's go ahead and start with the sun in Aries. Now, and I'm sure you guys already know this, but I'm going to reiterate it. As you know, the sun is the king in the zodiac. He's the king. He is the center of your universe. So wherever the sun is, that's what you care most about. That is the center of your universe. And, you know, we're going to talk about moon in another video because that's your mind and your feelings. But your sun is the center of your universe. And whether you like it or not, that's just your focus. You know, when you shine a bright light on something or just in a room, you have to look at that room. What else is there to look at? It's dark everywhere else. And the sun catches attention. Now, it's true. When the moon light's out, we can see some things with moonlight. We can see a lot of really cool things in the moonlight. But we can't see it as clear as the sun. So, yes, it is a stark difference, night and day. Correct? Night and day difference. So, with the daytime, with the sun, it represents where's your focus, where's your consciousness, what matters most to you. If you have a sun in the sign of Aries, what matters most to you, and a lot of cross watchers aren't going to like this, is yourself. I'll be right back. Let me just close my door. It's just about to get good. Honestly, okay. So how many Aries sun people do I have? All right, now this is going to change a little bit. Let's say you're a sun in Aries, but let's just say maybe you have a moon in Cancer or a moon in Aquarius. Of course, that's going to change, you know, drastically. Of course, it makes a difference, but it doesn't change that an Aries person will always put themselves first. I'm not talking about a life or death situation. I'm sure a lot of people would gladly give their lives to someone else. But there's one thing you'll notice about an Aries, and it's I matter. I matter, okay? My thoughts matter. My opinions matter. They make a difference. When someone's an Aries sun, they put on the crown, literally on their head, because the first house is the head. So they sit at the head, they have the crown on the head, and they say, I'm the king, I'm the boss, I'm in charge. So think of the ram, correct? The ram is kind of pushy, bossy. They insist on their own way. So yes, there's some stubbornness that definitely comes in with an Aries, but mostly Aries people like to take charge. So when you go into the Aries sun, you're going to notice they tend to want to be in charge of a group. They tend to want to be in charge of a team. They tend to want to be in charge of their career, wherever they're at, their room, whatever's going on. They have to be a manager or a boss, or they have to be in charge. They don't work so great listening to others, especially if they think other people that are over them don't have experience, life skill, or education. Aries sun people can be a little prissy when it comes to education. You better be very well educated to tell an Aries what to do. You better also have a lot of experience. You better have some gray hairs on your head before you tell an Aries what to do. Aries people generally tend to respect their elders. They do respect people with gray on their head. They tend to respect elders, but they have a lot of disrespect towards peers or anyone that would be their equals. And that's because they're okay with a challenge. They're okay with a battle. They don't mind debates. Look at their 7th house, which is Libra. They're very open to debates. Aries people would love back and forth debates, but you'll catch them interrupting. You'll catch them being long-winded, not knowing when to shut up. You'll catch them monopolizing the room, monopolizing the attention. Okay, so they're just the center. It's literally, you know, the King Tut in the middle of the room. And it's very hard to get along with an Aries, especially if you're a water sign. Water signs and Aries have a very difficult time intimately, relationships, friendships, and family. They just do. They work best with mutual fire signs because they can handle the fire. The other signs they work pretty good with are air signs, and that's because of their intellectual aspects. So Aries people are not the most intelligent of people, to actually be more honest. Unless they have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in their chart, be it tropical or Vedic, however this works, they wouldn't be the smartest tool in the shed, if that's the right saying. But that doesn't matter because they think they are. So whether they are or they're not, they think they are. And like I said, if you're an Aries and you're watching me and you're like, Steph, I'm actually really educated. I went to school for a long time. I have a lot of education. Well, there's your ego talking. There's your ego. Do Aries sun people have ego? Yes, you do. You have ego, honey. You have serious ego. And when anyone tries to tell you otherwise, no, they're going to actually get head bumped. So what do Aries people do? They bump heads. So Aries people will bump heads with so many people. Aries suns also, and this is strictly sun, they irritate a lot of people around them. If you've ever been around an Aries sun, something about the way they talk, the way they act, how they have mannerisms, how they come into the room, just their general aura, they can tend to irritate people or offend them. So yes, Aries, your mere presence can be offending and it can be angering for some people. They just don't like the intensity that an Aries person has. Aries people do a few things very well. One, look you in the eye. Very well. Aries people will look you dead in the eye very well. They have no fear, period. Aries people also have a firm handshake. They do not cower. They do not seem weak or inferior or intimidated. So they will always have that strong handshake and that direct eye contact. They also get easily irritated if you're not looking at them when you're talking to them. Now, why would an Aries sun person do that? Well, they represent the first house, the head. They're right there, face to face, head on, dead on. They want your attention. They demand your attention. If you're ever having a conversation with an Aries and you're on your phone, you're in for a big, rude awakening. You better put your phone down and look at me when I talk to you. Otherwise, it's very disrespectful. Have some manners. So Aries people have manners. These are Aries sun, remember. So their 7th house is about other people, other relationships, which is, you know, the scales. Be fair, be nice, be just. Give this person enough time, give that person enough time. Aries people are good moderators because they know how to direct and be fair. They know how to have some fairness. Okay, so I like that about Aries people. But again, they can be the judge in the room. They can be the boss. They can, what's that saying? Do as I say, not as I do. And that's kind of an Aries motto. Do as I say, not as I do. Because Aries doesn't quite approve of the way they are, but they know how to tell everyone else how to act. They know what's good. They just have a hard time doing that themselves. On the good notes for Aries, they can be excellent teachers, excellent professors and teachers. They're very good at that. They're very good at being in the middle of a room and just speaking as a public speaker, maybe a lobbyist, maybe someone in debates. They make an excellent judge, as I said. They can even make good attorneys because they're fierce, they're ferocious, they're fearless. They go dead in on it. You know, they may struggle with the intellectual side on that kind of a career, but argument-wise, they would do very well. Aries people love to get attention. They tend to be good dancers. They tend to like parties. They tend to like to be in public arenas. And they're drawn that way, okay? So anyways, Aries, is there any more information you want to know about yourself besides that? They tend to have a unique nose feature. Aries people have a unique nose, whether it's very petite and very cute, a little button nose, or it's a very pronounced nose. Aries people tend to have some kind of a strong feature with the nose. I don't know why, but they just do. They're very good at athletics. So Aries sun people can be extremely competitive. They get into a lot of sports and different events. They can be fans of specific teams. They can be cheerleaders. They can be in a team, all of that stuff. Aries people love to fish, believe it or not. Fishing is a strong Aries suit, and believe it or not, they catch a lot of fish. If you've ever met an Aries, damn, I don't know if you've ever gone fishing with an Aries person. My daughter has some strong Aries, and she's a damn good little fisherwoman, but I've known a lot of other Aries people, and they just have it in them to be competitive, and it's a natural gift, and they make excellent fishermen and women. They're excellent with a sniper rifle. They're excellent with a gun. They're excellent with a bow and arrow, any kind of weapon, because Mars rules Aries. So when it comes to weapons, and that is Mars' territory, they're excellent with weaponry. They're also very good at going after homes and getting into real estate, quite possibly. They're interested in meeting people that would own real estate. So they're interested in that. And if they're not interested in buying real estate, they're interested in moving a lot. So Aries people tend to maybe move state to state or maybe even country to country. They're totally into that. Let's see, did I forget anything else about Aries, the king? So yeah, the center of their universe, which is the sun, the center of the universe, it's them. Their mind, their thoughts, their voice, their person, that's what matters. And yes, they'll care about other people, but when it comes down to it, they always make sure they look out for themselves because they have to. They're always leading a battle, leading a war. And in order to be a leader, self-preservation is very important. So they take very good care of themselves. So let's go ahead and pull some cards here for Aries. What's coming up for you? We'll make this a timeless reading, because I want you guys to enjoy this reading for years to come, so I won't give it a date. Whenever you see this reading, it's the right time for you. Let's just get some cards for you, some timeless cards for the sign of Aries. What is a very big lesson for you to learn, Aries? What is a very big lesson? Yeah, someone says we like to look good. Yes, most of the time you do. You guys do. And if you don't look good, you don't want to go out in public. Right? That's that Libra. I won't go out in public till I look great. Otherwise, I stay home. All right, so let's get this big message for Aries. Okay, Aries, one of the biggest lessons that you will learn in this timeless reading, we have Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Knave of Chalices. You're going to have to deal with the past that was difficult. So for Aries people, your past, you kept a lot of secrets. You hid a lot of things from people. You didn't share your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You're a secretive person. You may have escaped from a lot of situations. You may have ran out on a lot of people or ran out on some good opportunities. And you're going to have to just accept that and let bygones be bygones. You learned some great lessons. You're going to have to learn to mean what you say. Aries, you have a hot temper. Let's just go there. Sometimes you spark off at the mouth and you say things you don't mean. You're going to have to learn to watch what you say because it comes out too quickly. So you're going to have to think before you speak, and that is one of your biggest lessons in life, is processing your emotions and your thoughts before they come out of you. So you're going to have to watch your tongue. You're going to have to be more responsible also with what you say and how that affects groups of people. So if you say something that could be toxic, maybe you're spreading lies, maybe you're spreading rumors, maybe you're spreading hate, and you don't realize it, but you're causing anger and you're touching and picking at scabs of other people. You're going to have to deal with that karma. If you're not sure that what you're saying is correct, and you're just inciting anger or inciting rage or inciting hate or inciting it because war excites you, you like to pick those scabs. You like to kind of rock the boat. You do not mind having a little friction, okay? In fact, Aries people look forward to friction. Bring it on. But there's karma with it. And that's what this Queen of Swords knows. And so part of your lessons is, I better watch it, because even though I rock the boat, I may have affected others and caused some harm, and that will come back to me at some point. So I better be careful on that situation. Let's keep going here. We have the Page of Cups. We have Knave of Chalices. This is about offering an apology. Aries people have a difficult time offering an apology. Now, you're quick to apologize when you're completely wrong, but the way you apologize is not exactly sensitive. You don't go up to someone and say, excuse me, you know, can I have some time with you? I really have been thinking about this and I'm so sorry. I feel so bad about what I said to you. It's been bugging me. I haven't been able to eat or sleep. I feel terrible. I'm so sad. I'm so emotional. No, you're never going to get that from an Aries. What you do get from an Aries and an apology is this. You know, it really pissed me off that we had to have a fight. It just irritates me. And I cry because I'm angry. I cry because I'm so upset that we had to go there. You know, I'm so mad that we had this disagreement. You know, I hope that you can forgive me. I hope that we can get past this. You know, can we just agree to disagree? Or can you just forgive my outburst? It happens sometimes. My apologies. And you kind of shrug your shoulders and just, okay, sirrah, sirrah. You know, it's a matter of fact. When an Aries apologizes, it's like, I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I hope you can get over it. Because they have a thick skin. They assume that others have a thick skin. Aries people do have a thick skin. They very much do. Now, if they, like I said earlier, if they have a moon in a water sign, this might change, okay? They may be more sensitive. But if they're not with a moon watery sign, they're probably not that sensitive. And so when a strong Aries person says, you know what, I'm sorry, and that's it, they're ready to move on. Some people aren't. Some people are dwelling, and boy, will we get into that energy soon. But Aries, one of the things you're going to have to learn is to try to be more sensitive. Now, these are not about you changing who you are. You know, the reason you were born with the sun in Aries and the sun in any sign is your karma. You're not just off the hook. You don't just say, I am who I am, deal with it. That's bullshit, and that's a karmic cop-out. You have karma, dear, and these are one of your lessons to deal with. Yes, you're being forced in some astrological way to be more, what's the right word? To be more of a people person. You're forced with that 7th house, Libra, to work with others, to communicate better with the Queen of Swords, to mean what you say, to get balance of your thoughts and emotions and anger, to balance that out. You can't just go off on the whim. You can't go off on a handle because that's how you are. No, if you're here watching this video, you have karma, and one of your karmas is to control your temper. One of your karmas is to make it a point to work on your emotions and try really hard to be open more towards others' emotions and to be more thoughtful in your apologies. And if that's not you that needs to do all the apologies, then your karma, Aries, is to be more thoughtful in your forgiveness. So you're going to have to be more forgiving, because maybe you're holding a grudge. Maybe you don't want to forgive. Maybe you just want to move on and close the door on that person. You're going to have to work on your forgiveness and your emotions. And that's why people are born under a sun sign. It is your karma. It is your soul. So there you go, Aries. You're not off the hook. Yes, you have a temper. Yes, you're an excellent debater. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you're powerful. Did I mention Aries people tend to be very good looking? Aries people have a very good looking face or a very good looking physique. It's one or the other, and some of you guys are lucky to get both. So you're charming, you're good looking, but you're combative, okay? And you can rub people the wrong way, and that's just something you know about yourself. Now, when I say that, it's not going to bother an Aries. I'm not going to say you rub people the wrong way and Aries are going to go, oh, boo-hoo, I have to hang up. Stephanie offended me. No, Aries people are like, yeah, that has some merit. Yeah, I do rub people the wrong way. So what? And that's what Aries says. So what? So what? I am who I am. Why? Because you're the king, center of the universe. And again, it comes back to you. You're what's more important. If they don't like you, they don't have to be around you. If they don't want to hear what you have to say, they shouldn't listen. That's the Aries mentality, and that's the sun in an Aries sign. Okay? So this is why your karma and your dharma could be work well with others. Think about others' feelings. Consider others. Work on your emotions. Try to balance out those strong traits with a more loving trait, with a more fair trait. Your karma is to be balanced. Okay? So that's really what I'm seeing pop up for Aries, and that would be one of your biggest lessons. Let's get a lesson in love. And then we'll move on. This will be the last card. Aries. What is a lesson, a timeless lesson for love for the sign of Aries? What is a timeless love lesson? Path to destiny. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, bottom of the deck, one-sided, which is totally an Aries energy. One-sided. You're going to have to see things from other people's point of view. When it comes to love, you're most likely going to be pointed right straight in the direction of a soulmate. Okay? And that energy is going to help you find these answers, find your peace, find your balance, and find, you know, happiness, essentially. So you have a path to destiny with a soulmate. Be open to them. Be open to working on yourself with them. Be open on change. Don't be one-sided. Don't let that affect your relationships. Be willing to see from the other person's point of view. And if you've already mastered this trait, Aries, you're most likely over the age of 36. Because after the age of 36, your karma matures. And that's because Saturn matures at the age of 36. You had made it past your first Saturn return. Well, most likely. Some of you are born, anyways, that's different. But let's just say this. You would have matured at that point. And so you may have already learned these lessons. You may not have known these lessons years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but you know them now. And so that is going to be one of the biggest things for you to take on as a tackling project throughout your life, is learning how to love others, learning how to be around others, and learning how to work well with others, Aries. And to put yourself in their shoes and to realize, yes, you are very important, and that is a good part of being born under Aries, is self-preservation, self-love, self-respect. But think about others as well. Okay, so there we go. That's Aries. Sun in the sign of Aries. How are you guys doing? Did you like that? Did you think I answered some good questions there? Aries can handle it. Aries people can handle all of it. Trust me, they're not that sensitive. They're okay. They took that message just fine. Okay. We're going to move on to the sun in Taurus. And remember, the sun is the king and the center of the universe. So what is most important to a sun in Taurus? Well, you're going to look at their house and why is that so important to them. Their most important goals in life is to be financially successful. Taurus people's focus, you guessed it, is going to be around money and also food, okay? What are the two most important aspects in a human survival? Is to be able to buy and purchase or get what you need to survive and to eat. So you need room and board. You need a roof over your head. You need warmth and protection from the sun and the rain and the elements. You need those things. In order nowadays, okay, in this day and age, it costs money. It costs money. So that's why money is so important. Sure, 1,000 years ago, maybe money wasn't that important to a Taurus. Maybe strength and ingenuity and building a home was more important to Taurus. Making a farm, creating some kind of a work career, like a, blacksmith, or, being in the military, being in an army, or, having a trade, okay? Thousands of years ago, a trade was more important, not money. But nowadays, the trade is not as important as the money, because the point is to get food on the table and a roof over your head. And so that is the center of the universe for Taurus people. Taurus people do have an affinity for nice things because Venus rules your sign. So you guys tend to like nice, luxurious items and luxurious things. Taurus people, and this is 9 times out of 10, love leather. If they get a vehicle, usually they want leather. More times than not, they're going to choose leather. For sofas, chairs, they choose leather. It just happens. A lot of Taurus people most likely would at some point really want a nice leather jacket. It must be the bull kind of mentality, but they're like that. A lot of Taurus people enjoy freedom, believe it or not, but it's not the kind of freedom that you and I would think is freedom. Freedom as in having the means to do what they want or to help the ones they love. When a Taurus thinks of freedom, financial freedom, they think, I have enough money to take care of this person, and I have enough money to take care of that person, and I have enough money to have this many animals, and I have enough money to buy this piece of land and to help this in-law, and I have enough money to provide for blah, 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 and so on and so on. So Taurus people the Sun in Taurus people, okay, they tend to be good givers. They do like to give away what they have. And they definitely find it a point to be very successful in whatever career they make. Whether it's zoology, they want to be the best. They want to make the most money out of being a zoologist, okay? If they're in real estate, they don't just want to be semi-good in real estate. They want to be the best in their real estate area, okay? If it's New York, a Taurus Sun would want to be the best real estate broker in their area. If they're, in a banking situation and they're like working as a teller, they want to go up in the ranks. Taurus people want to be the best teller they can be so they can be the best bank managers they can be. So maybe they can be, a president or a CEO later on in life. They have goals, lofty goals they want to achieve. But more times than not, as long as they get paid very well, they might even stay in a position and not care about, or, what's the word? A promotion. They may not even care. It's like if you're a bank manager and you're making $500,000 a year, some of you guys may be like, that's fine. That's more than enough. That's more than I could ever need. I've got plenty of money. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm comfortable. So more importantly with Taurus, whether they're a billionaire or not, they like comfort. So Taurus people like a few good things. They like a warm meal when they come home from a hard day's work. You'll notice that Taurus people, they really enjoy good food. They do like to have sit-down family meals, okay? So Taurus people would really appreciate a family around the table, not interacting in cell phones, not watching TV, just having a nice meal around the table. Taurus people don't do a lot of talking around the table, believe it or not, even though it represents the tongue and the mouth. They don't. When they eat, they prefer to have little words and enjoy their meal and just see everybody and feel the energy of love. And they like to be proud of what they put on the table. So Taurus people are the kind of people that would say, I brought the bottles of wine, or I brought the turkey this Thanksgiving, or, you know, I made the turkey. A lot of Taurus people are good cooks, or they pay very good cooks to cook for them. But they do like that attention to say, look what I've brought. You know, it's kind of the essential, I went out hunting, hun, and look what I have. I have a huge deer on the table. Yes, I do. Now, in those days, it was like, wow, you're such a great hunter. You took care of us for months. You know, nowadays we're going to be like, why did you bring a deer to the table? But that's the Taurus, you know, like, look at my harvest. When it comes to vegetables and organics and all that too, Taurus people generally brag about the organics. So if you've ever met a Taurus nowadays, they'll tell you, hey, I'm trying this new organic, you know, blah, blah, blah substitute, and it's very good. You should try it. Or I just went to Dutch Brothers and got a pumpkin creme brulee latte blended, and it's the best. You should look at this. And so they love that. They make excellent curators. Okay, Taurus people can be excellent managers and curators. They love to manage talent. Again, the sun in Taurus is someone who loves beauty. Amongst money and self-sufficient preservation, I don't know if that's the right word, but when it comes to careers that they might really enjoy, some of them would really love to be managers of actors and singers. They would love to promote them and put them out there, and they love to make money off of them. You ever see movies like, you know, where you see some of these famous people and they've got a manager and the manager's running their life for them. It's a hard worker, which Taurus people are hard workers. They do work full day jobs. Taurus people have to have a full day of work. That's just in their nature. But when they're making money off of other people and they don't have to be in the limelight, Tauruses are quite comfortable with that. So they're great at managing people, helping people be better singers. Taurus people make excellent coaches. So football coach, singing coach, piano coach, a teacher that, you know, teaches people how to cook. Think of Ramsay. What's his name? David Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay? I forgot his name. But, you know, someone that's like, this is how you do it. Maybe not with so much energy. He reminds me much more of an Aries than a Taurus. But it's that kind of energy where, you know, you don't want the limelight. You just want people to succeed. Thank you, markers. It is Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, Taurus people are beautiful. They're charming. They are very money-focused, money-minded. They love to create wealth, okay? They're very creative also, and this is a hidden secret about Taurus suns. They're extremely creative, and you wouldn't think that. When you first meet a Taurus, you would think, oh, you're not creative. You're just a hard worker. You work a 9 to 5. What kind of creativity do you have? They find, sorry about that, whether it's making a beautiful home, making a beautiful meal, creating art, singing, dancing, whatever that is, taking pictures, doing photography, whatever Taurus people do on the side, they usually always have a creative project and a creative outlet on the side. For instance, I know some Taurus people that, you know, run a ranch, and they obviously work sun up to sun down. They're working very hard on a ranch. They make decent and good money because they're running a ranch and they have a lot of land. They have a beautiful home. They have, you know, a lot of good things. But they work so hard, and you wonder, when do you have time for creativity? But this rancher that I know is actually extremely good artistically. So this person can draw like, wow, just art and painting and sketching. This person has a great talent. but doesn't use it for work all the time, you know, so that's just a side outlet. And I've also known some other Taurus people that run businesses. They own real estate businesses, or they own all kinds of different kinds of little shops and little stores, and they're investors. And I see, what do they do for creativity? Well, these Taurus people dance. This one woman that I know, she owns businesses. She dances professionally, you know, every now and then. She enters competitions, and the dresses for those competitions, guys, are not cheap. I'm thinking they're thousands of dollars a dress. They have little tiny crystals on them, and, you know, just beautiful. And she dances. But that's not what she does for a career. Okay? And so that's what I'm saying. These people have a very big money focus as far as creating wealth. Okay? And there has to be a very strong, confident person to work somewhere for years. And Taurus people could work at a career, whatever it is for them, for their whole life. They could be dedicated to a career for years, but they do have to have their creative outlets. Taurus people are generally strong and athletic or thick. The Taurus people that I've met have a beautiful face, okay? All of them. There's one of the most wonderful things about Taurus sun people. They have a gorgeous face. I mean, I can't really think of any famous Taurus people right off the bat, but the people that I've met as clients, the people that I know personally that are Tauruses, they have beautiful eyes, a beautiful structured face, model-like. This is just, they're blessed with symmetric faces. They're ideal. And Taurus sun people just have beauty because Venus rules them. So you must be beautiful, okay? Taurus people tend to dress very well. They have a very good sense of style. So Taurus people will wear those expensive $900 suits or those $300 outfits for ladies. They'll wear those Prada bags like no one's business. They'll have the, you know, I don't know, all the name brand purses, all the name brand shit. I don't know. I'm not like that. I don't have an ounce of Taurus in me. But the ones that I have known as clients and such, I do feel very much that Taurus people have a very good sense of style. And it doesn't matter what they're into, whether they're into snowboarding, ranching, acting, singing, modeling, whatever this is, whatever their niche is, their niche, whatever their little niche is, they tend to dress to the nine for that niche. You know what I'm saying? If they're a lawyer, they dress to the nine. If they're a cowboy, they dress to the nine. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. Taurus people are secure. You can always count on a Taurus. If they make a promise, they're going to stick to it. And if they can't stick to it, they have a very big, heavy guilt. Huge, huge. They'll make it up to you. Generally, they'll buy you something, okay? Another thing about Taurus is, Taurus sun, okay, is they take on other people's problems. And that's just something they do. Taurus people will take care of their parents. They'll take care of their siblings if they have to. They will bear the brunt of the burden for the family. They would take everyone in their home if they could. They tend to want to finish people's homework when they're in school. They just want to do it for other people. They tend to stick up for others and fight for others that can't fight for themselves. So they're kind of activists in that way. I would say they also would pay more money if they're in a roommate situation. A lot of Taurus people would end up sometimes accidentally, not on purpose, or maybe it is on purpose, taking care of their roommates. Kind of being the mom or the dad in the little house of roommates. And it's not fair. It's not fair because some of those roommates may be irresponsible. They could be drinking, partying, having people over, losing jobs, not paying their part. And here's Taurus clocking into work 9 a.m. the next morning, regardless. Here's Taurus bringing home their check, making sure those bills are paid on time. There's Taurus. And if everyone else is, failing, there's Taurus picking up the brunt of the weight for the rest of the roommates. And even on teams, Taurus people on a football team or a basketball team, volleyball, you name it, soccer, whatever, there's Taurus picking up the brunt for the team. Okay, picking up the weight, carrying people through to victory. And that's what Taurus does. It drags people to get out there, and they're very good. They're also very good morning risers. Taurus people are extremely good morning people. Now, if, like I said, if you have a different moon, that's going to affect you a little bit differently. But for generally speaking, Taurus people, because it's literally right after sunrise, that's when you start work, is the hour of Taurus. And so they're usually great at getting that cup of coffee, being responsible, going to the office, or getting that job started and getting things done. Taurus people also have a, wow, extremely inspirational amount of energy. If you've ever met a Taurus person, God, give me some of your energy. God, please give me some of your energy. Taurus people tend to have a lot of good energy. They can go through an 8-hour day and at the end of the day still manage to find energy to do what's needed. My daughter, she's a double Taurus, just to talk about her, and she's a child. Okay, she's a child. But this just goes to tell you their kind of stubbornness and energy. Yes, that I mentioned Tauruses are stubborn. But she can do a horse show. My daughter does horse riding. From 5:30 a.m. in the morning, she arrives. We have to leave the house at 5. She's up at 4, shining her shoes and getting ready for the show. We get to the place at 5:30 or 6 with coffee. She eats healthy, by the way, which is another Taurus trait. You guys might find it fun to know. I offered my daughter a donut in the morning, and this little Taurus, this little double Taurus child bull, decided to get an apple and grapes and cheese and a healthy water for breakfast. And I'm like, okay, that's not the kid I was. I would have taken the donut. But she said, no, I need to have healthy food to withstand me this morning. I can't be having a sugar crash. I can't be feeling weak hours later. I have to have good energy here. So that's a child Taurus, okay? And she gets up, she does her horse show. The horse show doesn't end till freaking 6 o'clock p.m., okay? And you guys think everyone just gets in their little cars and goes home? No. She has to load up the horses, clean out the stall, and by that I mean muck it out. That means you have to get, you know, those forks for the hay and all that, and you have to shovel the shit, the horse shit. Excuse my French. I'm sorry if children are watching. Mariah's probably correcting me right now. Mom, watch your mouth. You have to shovel the horse poops and clean out that and feed them the hay and the water. And not just one bale of hay, guys. We're talking like 3 or 4 per freaking horse, okay? And then, after you're done busting your tail, after that, you can go home. So we're talking 7:30 at night, maybe 8 p.m. So usually it's about 7:30. At this point, she goes to get dinner and passes out in the car, smelling like an ox, okay? Smelling like a horse. And she, you know, conks out, okay? But I just wanted to give you that example of a Taurus. And that's a child. Now that is tenfold for an adult. Usually a Taurus sun adult can handle that no bueno, okay? And so that's just giving you an example that I know someone very much personally. My mother's also a Taurus. She doesn't do hard labor, but my mother, who's also a Taurus, she wakes up early rise, gets her coffee, and goes to the office in her house. She works from home. And guess what? She's in real estate, as I've mentioned. But she sits there and she works all day. And she will not quit till after 5:30 or 6. And even then. So anyways, examples of Taurus. Early risers, hard workers. Even if they have the option to quit work early, they don't. They're hard workers. Taurus sun people will work morning to night. They do it because they love working. They have a passion for what they do. If they find a career, a Taurus person must love it. They will not be successful unless they love what they do. So whether you love real estate, whether you love horses, whether you love marketing, banking, acting, whatever it is for you, Taurus, you have to love it for you to do it, because you spend all your day working on it. So there is the Taurus. Now also, Taurus people are extremely stubborn. They will not budge. When they make up their mind or they've come to a conclusion, nope, going nowhere. Don't bother. Don't try to push. If you think you can push them or budge them in any way, shape, or form, you're very wrong. And I guess I'm here to tell you, just stop right now. You're wasting your time. You're really wasting it. There's nothing you can do. A Taurus will only change if they want to change. They will not change any other time or way. It has to be a desire from within themselves to create that change. So let's go in to see what a life lesson is for Taurus. What's a life lesson for Taurus? Hopefully I answered enough questions about a Sun Taurus. Beautiful, smart, stubborn, hard workers. They're very profound food critics. I don't know if I put that in there. Okay. They're providers, protectors. They bear the brunt of others. They bear the weight that others can't. They take on other people's problems. I guess one thing I hadn't mentioned is you're someone that bottles up emotions. You don't really want to deal with emotions, and mostly you say this: I'm too busy. I'm too busy to deal with emotions. I have a lot of work to do. I don't have time to worry about those pesky emotions. Okay? I don't have time for it. That's how they feel. They would rather just not. And so they tend to suppress emotions. And usually the sad ones, happy ones, they love to be happy and have a good laugh. So happiness is not so much an emotion they'll suppress. But when it comes to sadness or hurts, they don't like to show their feelings about that. They'd rather eat it away, drink it away, or hide away. Okay? I just don't want to deal with that. What is a life lesson here for Taurus? I use music to move emotions. There you go. And Tauruses probably have a very big affinity with music because of Venus. So I could see how music moves you through your emotions. And that's a very good Taurus. Very good. So what is a life lesson, timeless lesson for the sign of Taurus? Okay. The first message I have is the sun will come out tomorrow. That's just, from the movie Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Yeah, I know I have the star, but that's what I thought of. So having hope, believing, not losing faith. Taurus, you're so damn stubborn. You lose faith in people, and you lose faith in yourself. You lose faith because you think the way things are is just the way things are. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. I might as well accept it. And that can be very sad and disappointing. And what a hardship that is, to think the world can be so hard. You need to be more optimistic. You need to be more open-minded. You need to have better faith. Start working really hard on creating optimism. Be hopeful, okay? Don't put your goals out there that are so hard to attain that it's stressful if it doesn't happen. Just do little goals, okay? In your past, Taurus, your lesson, and this is a timeless reading for Taurus. In your past, you have the Knight of Wands. Passionate, fast, quick thinking, quick-tempered, moving into situations too quickly. Taurus, in your youth or in your past, one of the biggest things that you do is jump in. You jump in without thinking, okay? Feet first, head later, right? Feet first, head later. I'll figure it out. You just jump all in. By then, it might be too late. You're already in something. So this could be getting into relationships too quickly, thinking you fall in love too quickly, starting businesses too quickly, getting partnerships too quickly, roommates too quickly. You know, you have a little bit of that Aries temper. You're borderline with them. So you might have a quick temper also. So again, your past is going to reveal to you that you're going to have to think first before you act. And that is a big lesson for Taurus. Also, don't worry about so many other people. The lessons of your youth or the lessons of your past is to not take on the burden from others. And it's not always financial, and it's not even always physical. Sometimes it's emotional. You watch people. Tauruses watch people. You watch your friends suffer. You might watch your parents suffer, or your grandparents, or your siblings. You watch them suffer, and it's not necessarily that you're able to take care of their problems, but you carry it with you. You tell them, you don't have to carry this on your own. I'll carry it for you, or I'll carry it with you. And so you kind of go into this guilt to where you'll take on other people's problems as your own. You'll make it your own. If your roommate or your best friend is sad and going through a hard time with family or friends or emotions or relationships, you take on her tears and her sadness and you befriend her, and you think about it as much as she does. You worry about it as much in the day as that person does. You try so hard to find answers for them. It's like maybe your friend or your family member is going through the loss of a house or a car. And they tell you, Taurus, I'm losing my car. I'm losing my house. I met this guy. I made a bad decision. He's taking everything. The only way out is if I can pay for this. Taurus is not the kind of friend that says, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you find a way out of it. You'll find a way. That's not Taurus. Taurus listens to their friend and says, okay, we're going to figure a way out of this. Okay? That's it. Taurus throws themselves into a we. And that exactly makes sense with this picture. There's a bunch of people and camels, and it's all about the burden. And so some of the lessons that you're going to learn, Taurus, is not to do that. And maybe it's okay to have some experience learning from that, but don't do it forever. Learn from those lessons, and I know you love them, but you should also learn and say, they have to figure that out for themselves too. You can't be the only responsible one. You can't be the camel with all the weight on your back. You can't be the ox with the yoke around your neck carrying the cart for everyone. You can't always drag people to victory across the finish line. Okay? It's okay if sometimes you feel absolutely called to do that for someone. But if you ever catch yourself doing it time after time again with different people, or the same person gets in trouble all the time and you're constantly bailing them out, that's part of your lesson, Taurus. You're not going to be there to fix it for them or to carry them to the finish line. Some of the traits that you might have is supporting a spouse so much that your spouse becomes extremely successful and then they leave you behind. It's like those women that marry someone that's in college and they're going to college too. Then their spouse wants to become a lawyer or have a, whatever business. And the wife says, I'll be your secretary. I'll be your bookkeeper. I'll take care of your taxes. I'll file your paperwork. I'll stop going to school and stop working for myself so I can help you get to your goal. And then that person stays married for 10, 20 years. This is kind of like that movie Waiting to Exhale with Angela Bassett. And she was beautiful, she was smart, she was educated, and she had a bright career. But she ended up supporting her husband and getting his very strong business going. And they were happy, and she was okay with her sacrifice until he decided to cheat on her with his much younger assistant. And then they were in court. And he wanted to keep the business, and he wanted to keep the house, and he wanted to keep the kids. And she was sitting there thinking, you're only where you're at because I got you here. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have any of this. And now you want to take it from me? It's not fair. And Taurus, that's going to be one of your lessons. That movie, Waiting to Exhale, that would happen to Angela Bassett. That situation is something you might find yourself in if you're not careful. Now, if you have strong Aries traits, Sag, or even Leo traits, you might not find yourself in that position. But if you don't, you may find yourself in that position, the position where you might get taken advantage of. So again, don't be too quick to rush into a group is one of your lessons. See the group? Don't be too quick. Don't rush in, Knight of Wands. Don't rush in. Don't rush in to save people and help. One of the other lessons that you're going to be dealing with, probably even as you find this video, is the Ten of Wands. Again, it's carrying the burdens, putting too much on your plate. In this case, you put too much on yourself. Your schedule may be too full, Taurus. You may be wearing the brunt of the world on your back. Think of some very famous Tauruses. I don't want to mention names because people get their panties in a bunch, and I don't want to do that. But think of some very famous Sun Taurus people in Vedic astrology today and look at the weight and the burdens they carry for the great masses. Look at their sleepless nights. Look at how their bank account is dwindling because they've put so much into others or so much into the world. Look at how their schedule is so busy from morning to night that they don't have any time for themselves. So one of your other lessons is to take care of yourself, Taurus. Take good care of yourself. Do not wear yourself so thin to where you've got nothing left to give. Don't stress yourself out to where you poop yourself out and you can't get out of bed the next day. Take care of yourself, help others when they need, but don't take on more than you can handle. And that is a very big lesson for Taurus. The last card here for your life lesson would be the Three of Cups. Have fun, Taurus. Jesus. Lord, Taurus, you work too much. When's the last time you went golfing? When's the last time you went to the beach? When's the last time you went on vacation? When's the last time you had fun and games? Have fun. Spend time with family and friends. Get out there and enjoy life. You work too hard to not enjoy it. The saying for you, Taurus, is work to live. Don't live to work. And that's a very big karmic lesson for Taurus. You have to learn you're not here to live so you can work. You're not here for your job. Okay? You may have an amazing title in your career and maybe a great amount of money in the bank, but that's not why you're here, Taurus. You're here for others. Okay? So please find balance. Give and support those in need because you have the financial means or the brains or the back and the ability, and that's a beautiful blessing. It's a beautiful sacrifice. It's a beautiful gift that you can give to the world. But do it in moderation, I think, is the lesson for you. Moderation. And always have faith that when things get so low, things get so down, the sun will come out tomorrow. And you're going to be just fine, okay? So that is the message for Taurus. Don't get too down on your luck and too hopeless, love. Believe in love and life and happiness, and keep your friends close and your family as well. But don't take on their problems all the time, okay? Their problems are not yours. One last thing, Taurus, you fight for others as well. You pick up the gauntlet and you take on your friends or your family members' fights as your own. And so watch it, because you're going to get yourself you're going to get yourself into some hot water when you do that, okay? So just watch those lessons, Taurus. Okay. We're going to get into Gemini now. The sun in Gemini, And you could do your Vedic or your tropical. It's perfectly open. We're perfectly open to doing it. Gemini, what I love about the sun in Gemini is you guys are so friendly. You're easy to talk to. You're easy to work with. You have a childlike mentality. You have a smile on your face. You usually always have a smile on your face. You look younger than you are, so you keep up your youthful appearance. Geminis tend to look a good 10, 15, even 20 years younger than they really are. Geminis holds up their age very well. You're versatile. You work well with all different kinds of groups. You love small travel. So a sun in Gemini, they may not relish in, you know, different countries to go travel to, but they love traveling in their area. So they may love to travel some of the states in their country, or they may love to travel local little travel. For example, in Colorado, we would have like Durango, Vail, Aspen, Denver, you know, the hot springs somewhere. There's skiing, there's hiking, there's all kinds of cool things to do in Colorado. So let's just example, Colorado Gemini sun would love to go to those places for travel, even just cabins an hour away in the mountains, but maybe not so much, you know, Timbuktu, okay, or China. You know, Gemini's like, I don't know if I want to go to China, Steph, but I will go to the cabin, you know, and that's a Gemini sun. So they like to travel, just not a whole lot, but some Geminis might do a lot of traveling in the States. People that have a lot of money and are a Gemini, you'll see them going from coast to coast, or you see them going in their personal plane. Some Geminis, if they have money, would definitely travel a lot with a personal plane. They may even fly their own personal plane, actually, is something else Geminis would probably be very good at. Yeah, so they love that. They love friends. So Geminis tend to have a lot of friends. Okay. All right, so let's see what else is going on with your Sun Gemini vibration. Let me think. A Sun in Gemini would make an excellent book writer. Okay. They would write excellent novels. Fantasies, romance novels, fictions, history, just rewriting history, you know, documentaries, anything, you name it. They're versatile. Geminis are great at telling stories. Geminis are also great about telling their own story. Gemini people are also great at learning. So they're quick learners. Okay. Geminis can pick up on a language pretty quickly. Geminis can pick up on whatever study that they take on. Maybe it's, math, maybe it's, literature, maybe it's astrology, maybe it's tarot cards, whatever have you. They're versatile. They can learn that subject very, very quickly. Okay. Another good trait with a sun in Gemini is fast readers. Holy cow. A Gemini can read a book like, oh my gosh, probably a book a day. Just, I mean, if they sat down and really read, they could seriously read a book a day. Okay. Maybe not the Bible in one day. Okay. I'm not talking like that, but a normal book. They could probably finish that shit in a day. And they do have a very good way to read quickly. They can skip sentences. When their eyes meet the sentences, it just reads it like a snapshot. And so they can look at half a page in a book and snapshot and get what they're reading. And then they're able to tell you what they read. A lot of people read something and they have a hard time telling you what they read. We call that reading comprehension. A lot of people struggle with reading comprehension. They struggle so much on reading the words and spelling them correctly and getting it out that they can't really recall what they were reading. Gemini is not like that. Gemini is like, I'll tell you exactly what I read, because they're imaginative. So Geminis have a very strong imagination. They can put themselves in that book. They can feel like they're the author. Okay, so they're really good at using that imagination for books. They're very feeling people. You would think Geminis are not very big feelers, but they are. They're like a chameleon. They can jump in and out of people's energies. So if someone's really happy, a Gemini can just feel really happy. And if someone is feeling down, like an empath, Gemini might feel really down. They mimic. And Geminis make excellent mimickers. So if they want to make fun of someone, they can mimic them. Geminis are good at, like a parrot, watching a movie or an actor and quoting that phrase and sounding very much like them. They also memorize movie phrases. You know, if you're watching a movie like The Notebook or, you know, whatever, you can paraphrase word for word, verbatim, what was said in that movie for like a good while. You can literally retell that movie. And it's because you take it in. You take it into your mind so thoroughly. And it's just, you have a great memory. So Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury is intelligence and Mercury is memory. So intelligence and memory. Geminis are excellent with both of those things. Now, if it's debilitated, you can see some drama there, but usually it's not. So it works well in their favor. Gemini people are also very intelligent. They get bored. If they're talking with someone that just doesn't have good conversation, they're already having a conversation in their head with themselves about something else, and they're not listening to a damn word you're saying, and they're just saying, yeah, yes. Geminis can do that. They're duplicity. They're not duplicity, they're duplistic. Okay? So you can be talking to a Gemini and they're responding to you. Yes, yeah, I understand. They'll catch a word here and there, like, oh yeah, and they're half listening to you, but meanwhile, they're thinking about other things in their head. Maybe what they ate the other day, maybe what they're going to do tomorrow, maybe about a conversation they had with somebody, you know, whatever. They have this whole other conversation going on while they're having a decent conversation with you. And most everybody would be like, yeah, I had this great conversation with Gemini. Gemini's so great to talk to. But little did you know, they really weren't interested in what you had to say. They faked it. So Geminis are fakers. And this is the negative side that not everyone's going to like about Gemini. They're fakers. So they could fake liking a conversation with you. They can fake liking you. Yeah, they could totally fake that. They could be flirting and be like, you know, oh my God, you're so cute. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, your dress is awesome. We had so much fun the other night. You're the best. I will call you next week. Stay happy. And, you know, they'll even give you a kiss on the cheek. They'll hug you. They'll give you a gift and blah, blah, blah. And then they leave and they're like, oh my God, that was the most terrible time I've ever had. No? So people that go on a date with Gemini are like, what the fuck? We had a great date. Why didn't you call me back, Gemini? And you're not even answering your phone. Gemini's like, bye. I'm sorry you didn't pick up on the cues. I am sorry that you couldn't obviously get it, that it was not into you. Obviously you struggle on social interaction. Like, that's how Gemini's like, what the fuck? How could they think we had a good time? Didn't they know I was totally faking it? No, Gemini, stop it. They did not tell that you were totally faking it. They took you for serious, man. They really thought you liked them. You hurt their feelings. So Geminis can hurt people's feelings so much because you hate to be mean. Believe it or not, Geminis are very nice. It's contradictive. I tell you, people that are in relationships with Geminis will say Geminis are assholes because they got the dark end of the stick there, the short end of the stick with the Gemini, but they didn't read the cues, you know. But Geminis are actually really nice and they don't want to hurt people's feelings. So the accidents that an accident that a Gemini could make, or let's just say the mistake, is leading someone on by being their friend, by texting them. When a friend says, Gemini, do you want to go out for tea or coffee? And Gemini says, sure. What they really mean is, fuck no. Because all I said to you was sure. If you know a Gemini well enough, you'll know if a Gemini is interested, you don't get sure. You get yes. When? Where? Okay? What time? I know this little place on 8th Street. They have excellent chai tea. Geminis are great at conversation. If you invite them out and they're interested, they really want to talk about that future meeting. They're not going to say yes or they're not going to say sure, and that's it. Geminis are not one-word people. So if I can help you today, ever in your life with a Gemini, if you ever get one-word answers or even 3-word answers, just take it right now. They're not interested. They don't know how to tell you they don't want you and they don't like you. They're too nice. And you may think of them as an asshole, but really they're just trying to let you down gently, praying to God and hoping that you get the hint. Hoping that after their long silence and one-word answers, you'll just drift away and not be interested. That's really what the Gemini is praying for, but they don't have the heart to tell you. Be best with direct communication. I'm sure that's going to be a lesson for Gemini. Communication's got to be a thing for Gemini. But the other thing here on the good note with Gemini is fun and games. They love that. They get along great with Leos. They get along great with Libras. Who else is compatible with Geminis? Geez, they get along with almost everybody. I mean, these are the people that are everyone's friend. I would say the list is shorter when you think about who they don't get along with. Who a Gemini does not get along with usually is, I hate to say it, but a Virgo or an Aquarius. Those are about the only two signs. And usually it's negativity or pessimism, or for an Aquarius, it would be not genuine, because they don't like someone that is so open to so many people. They see that as scary and not grounded at all. So Gemini would look at an Aquarius and say, how are you so versatile with everything? How are you okay with everybody? How are you okay with this situation and that situation and okay with this situation? None of them are relation to each other. And so that makes them nervous. Like, you must be a fake ass person just saying whatever to get along with anyone. So that's why Gemini's like, no, I don't do well with Aquarius. And with Virgos, it's mostly negativity. Virgos, when they speak, they tend to have high pitch, low pitch. The communication is their trait. So they know how to engage you in communication. Hey, look up here, talk to me, we're having a conversation. They know how to make it fun. They know how to make it intriguing. They can talk by themselves for hours. If you've ever talked with a Gemini, probably me, you know that they can talk their ass off for hours and it feels like 10 minutes. So when they're with a Virgo and Virgos talk like this, yeah, that was fun. It was a nice day. And then Gemini's like, yeah, but did you see this eagle flying above us, and it was so awesome, and they were getting this, it looked like a mouse, did you see that? And the Virgo's like, no, I really wasn't paying attention. I was more so thinking about the food that was getting eaten by the ants on the table, and I was irritated. And I really just wanted to go wash my hands because that was gross. And Gemini's like, why are you so down? Like, why are you ruining the day with this pessimism? Like, I'm out here looking at the sun and the stars or the eagles and the trees and the cars or the amusement park, and you're focusing on germs? Or you're focusing on the bad traffic on the way to the theme park? Like, a Gemini would view, how was your day at Six Flags? It was awesome! Everything is awesome! Right? And Virgo's like, no. It was fucking expensive. I fucking had to drive 2 hours to get there. Gas was $3.50 a gallon. The freaking funnel cake was insanely expensive and it was burned. Okay? It was freaking hot. And so Virgo's like looking at all the negatives, judging everything that went wrong for the day. And Gemini's like, what the fuck? Can't you just have fun? So yeah, when a Gemini and a Virgo go out on a date, you guys are going to have to check your charts before you're sure about that, because sometimes it doesn't go well. Gemini wants to be upbeat and happy, and if they're with a Debbie Downer, they want to get away. They just want to get away. They don't want to be around Debbie Downer. So Gemini can come off as fickle. Gemini can come off as flirtatious. Gemini is huggy, touchy-feely, kissy, chatty Cathy, wink at you at the grocery store kind of person. Okay, Geminis are the kind of people that call everyone babe and hun and lovey and whatever the freak. Geminis are just like that. And people may take it wrong, people may not. But that's just how a Gemini is. They know how to relate to people. They want to make everyone feel comfortable and involved in the conversation. Some of the things that piss a Gemini off is shitty communication. And I will attest to this because in Vedic astrology, I am a Gemini, and I've done this. It's definitely a Gemini trait. But when you're talking to someone, let's just say a couple, like there's a couple in front of you, and you're trying to have conversation, and this is a lot like Aries. You need that eye contact, okay? Just like Aries, Gemini's like, look at me, hello, eye contact, I'm talking to you. So if a couple is looking at each other while a Gemini is talking to them, they're literally like thinking, I'm going to wring your neck. Look at me, I'm talking to you. Why are you constantly staring at this person next to you who's not talking to you and I'm talking to you? Like, rude. Do you not know communication etiquette? Do you not know to look at someone when you guys are having a conversation? So again, Geminis are a lot like Aries in that aspect where you're like, I'm trying to engage in a group here and no one's listening. Or if you're teaching a class and people are on their phones or talking with their neighbor while you're teaching a class, a Gemini would be almost like, excuse me, stop, what the fuck? Are you done talking? Is your conversation going well in your phone? Or are you ready to pay attention to this class? So Geminis can become a little bit strict in that department when they're trying to communicate. They want to make sure people are listening. They want to make sure communication is working well. So that is another lesson here for Gemini is that. I don't know if I've missed anything on Gemini, but I would say looks. Geminis have beautiful eyes. Geminis have big, pretty eyes, childlike faces. They work well with their hands. Okay, Geminis tend to be very artistic in all aspects of hands. Look what I do. I work with cards. Hello, I work with my hands. But you can do wood shop stuff. You could do woods. You can do metals. You can do painting, art. You can do writing, typing, sewing, creating perfumes, whatever have you. Geminis generally tend to work with their hands. And another trait for Geminis is what I've just been showing you unconsciously right now today, is Geminis talk with their hands. Hello? Yeah. Geminis talk with their hands because Hasta Nakshatra, Gemini. So Geminis do tend to talk with their hands. They tend to point when they're talking. They tend to engage with their hands out, which means engage. When you put your hands down, this means engage. When you put your hands out, it means stop, just back up. I don't want to talk anymore. When you have your hands like this, it's I'm done. I don't want to engage anymore. I'm just listening. So when a Gemini's got their hands down, I'm listening. Hands out, engage. I'm trying to get more from you. Let's have a conversation. Okay? So you're going to want to read cues from Geminis on how they talk because they communicate more than just their mouth. Okay? They give you a lot of facial expressions also to keep you intrigued. So they're excellent. They're excellent with linguistics, and they're excellent with communications. Some of the best careers for Sun and Geminis is customer service, working over the phone, or in person. I would say also teaching. Working with children would be another very fun job for Geminis. And working in a beauty field. They love that. So makeups, hair, stuff like that. They really like that. But there's a very funny thing about Geminis. They don't stick to the same career. Unless it's their karma, their dharma, where unless they're over the age of 36 and they have learned so much and they found something they're meant to do and they're doing it, Geminis will not stay in the same kind of job. They will try many, many different kinds of jobs. Remember, they're versatile. So Geminis might have a history of jobs under their belt, like maybe 20 plus. Geminis will have a lot of work experience. They lose interest very quickly because once they've mastered something, they want to go master something else. Okay? They don't want to be tired and bored somewhere. Okay? They love to learn. So in essence, Geminis are great students. They love to learn. They're excited about the next subject. If you tell them that it's over, they want to jump on to the next thing. So in relationships, you might confuse that. Some people peg Geminis as in and out of relationships, but they're really not. Geminis love relationships. However, commitment is picky. Geminis, and it depends again on the moon. If a Gemini has strong, watery moon, they'll be more emotionally attached to their spouse. But if not, Gemini would love relationships, but when it comes to committing to someone forever, they want to make sure that person is as versatile as them. They want to make sure that person loves children. They want to make sure that person likes to travel. They want to make sure that person is positive and upbeat. They want to make sure that person is willing to learn and grow with them. If they feel like they're dating someone who's old and unwilling to grow, they're not interested. So Geminis need to be with someone young-minded, or at least willing to grow and change. They don't like the same. And again, it depends on the moon, but that's generally speaking. So Geminis can end up in different kinds of marriages and different kinds of relationships. And it's mostly because if their partner decides not to grow, if their partner decides not to be fun anymore, they may be interested in someone else who will. And Geminis have a very easy time getting relationships, a lot like Libra. So Geminis can find love at the drop of a hat because they know a lot of people, they have a lot of friends, and everybody loves Gemini. Sorry, but everybody loves Gemini. So yeah, it's easy for them to find a relationship. So they may bother people. It really just depends on where you sit with a Gemini. Okay. What is the biggest lesson for the sign of Gemini? Show me the lesson for the sun sign of Gemini. Bottom of the deck is Sagittarius. So the most underlined energy here is patience. Okay? You have to have patience. Geminis, I can attest, they don't have a lot of patience. They're quick thinkers, quick movers, quick doers, quick speakers. They're quick learners. They're quick at everything. Mercury is the fastest planet. Mercury rules Gemini. They're fast. So having to slow down and be patient can be literally nerve-wracking for a Gemini, especially because Mercury rules the nerves in your nervous system. So believe me, you might be very agitated to have to be patient. And you probably have a very short temper or a short fuse. Okay, so Gemini, part of your life lessons, part of what you have to learn over all this time is in the past, which is your youthful lessons or your past lessons, okay? So if you're young now, it's current. If you're older now, this was your youth, okay? But it's going to be past or youthful lessons. The World card in reverse means letting things go. Putting it down, calling it good. Okay, that's one of them. You're going to have some attachments to people and things, and you're going to have to work on letting them go, okay? That's going to be an experience over your lifetime. The other thing is finishing projects. I know, cliche. Following through with what you say and doing what you say you're going to do and completing those projects. Some of the things Geminis are guilty of is starting a painting they never finish. Starting a book they never complete. Okay? Starting a project in the house that's not finished. Okay? That's just what happens with Gemini. And you just find yourself starting up all these new projects but never finishing them. And if you do finish them, it takes a long time. So this is about kind of buckling down and really following through. You're going to have to think it through. Don't jump the gun on projects. Okay? One of the current lessons that you're probably in when finding this message is being empowered, knowing who you are. Gemini, because you meet so many people and you change all the time, sometimes you look in the mirror and say, who am I really? And you're always meeting a new Gemini. You're always meeting the new you, okay? So this King of Wands is knowing who you are And it's also finding a partner, someone to love, and sticking to them. Now, a lot like your projects, you might have some difficulties sticking in relationships. And I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying it's your fault. But I'm saying possibly working harder at making relationships work. Not jumping the gun too quick to leave or get out of a situation. And they don't always come to you, Gemini. And there is some selfishness here where you think, I'm good looking, I'm charming, I'm funny. I'm used to people coming to me. King of Wands, right? You're used to people, because it is very easy for Gemini to find a relationship. So you're used to people pining for you, coming to you, competitively coming towards you. So when you're in a relationship, if there's an argument or a fight, you might want them to come apologize to you first. Or you might want them to, approach you in some kind of big way. And you're just going to wait until they do. And that's a little bit of stubbornness coming on here. A little bit of selfishness coming on here. I think sometimes you're so used to the attention that when you don't get it, you're like, well, what the fuck is wrong with them? Everybody else sees a good thing. Why don't they see a good thing? So one of your lessons here is to kind of step out of your own shell, out of your own way, and look at this in a very different way. With the Nine of Chalices, in your future, what you're going to have to grow in, what you're going to have to master is self-love and self-respect, but also sharing with others, giving them the apology when maybe they need it, you initiating conversations with them first, which is easy for you to do, but sometimes out of pain and grief, you want them to come to you. And that's that King of Wands mentality. And so you're like, you better come to me. You better tell me what you want, because I'm not going to grovel to you. I'm the King of Wands. I grovel to no one. And so this is about learning how to love others the way you want to be loved. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons. Treat others how you want to be treated. I guess the golden rule, Gemini, the golden rule. If you don't want to be judged so harshly, don't judge others so harshly. Don't judge others in the media publicly so harshly. Don't be quick to assume something based on a rumor. Do you want someone to assume something about you, Gemini, based on a rumor? Probably not. So there's a lot of assumptions here. And I think that people assume a lot of the negative things about you, Gemini. They think that you're fickle or flirtatious or insensitive, and that's not true. But yet, because you're so good at communication, you might insequently be judging other people and putting labels on them all the time. And it may take you a moment to self-reflect that Saggy energy and look inside and go, okay, I probably was too judgmental. Even though my mind works very quickly and I make judgments and calculations very quickly, I should probably try harder to be more of a friend and more of an understanding person. And so that's going to be something that you're going to work out through in your life, Gemini. And consequently, look at that. Sagittarius is your 7th house. Okay, Saggy is the 7 from you. Saggy's lessons are what you're going to learn about love and life through relationships. So everything you have to learn, you're going to take some good advice from Sagittarius, which is a spiritual teacher, a guru, a sage. So anyways, I think that you are going to learn those deep lessons the older you grow. I think you're a kid at heart. I think you're an excellent lover and an excellent friend. And I think that you have a lot to be happy with and a lot to be happy about in life. So much to be grateful for. Geminis are going to be blessed with luck because Saggy's 7 from you. So you're going to be blessed with children, or blessed with money, or blessed with friendships. Some way or another, Gemini is always blessed. You're going to get blessings through so many different avenues, and you find your luck through your relationships. So a lot of your career advancements and your financial achievements and any successes that you've had in your life, Gemini, it's not because you're big and badass by yourself. It's because people love you, people want to support you, and people want to make sure you get there, Gemini. A lot of the reasons you have what you have today when you find this message, or even 10, 20 years down the road, is because you made friends and lovers and people that cherish you. And so return that appreciation and just remember that golden rule, okay? Be there for others the way they've been there for you. So let's get a message about love for Gemini. What is a life lesson for love with the sign of Gemini? Okay. Ah. Okay, family came out, just putting that out there. Bottom of the deck is life renewed. And the card that came out, oh my gosh, I miss you and moving on. This is where we started with, isn't it? Past lessons. So a lesson about love, Gemini, is Pisces. And it's about letting go. Saying goodbye. You're going to miss your friends, your lovers, your family members, and you're going to say goodbye. You have to move on. You have a hard time moving on. So lessons in love for Gemini is, once I've given my heart to someone, once I've given my all to someone, I can't just move on. I don't want to let go. You always carry them with you, and that's okay, you know, but not so much to the point where you can't have another life. So Gemini, the message for you is to move on and have another life. If one situation is not working out for you, Gemini, that relationship is just not going anywhere. It doesn't matter how much you miss what was. It matters about what's going on right now, currently in the present moment. And that's not working. So you have to just let go and move on. Okay, stop hanging on and not living your life, basically. So that is the message for Gemini with love, okay? Timeless message for you. And just take a little moment. I'm probably just going to do one more sign. It's getting dark, and I don't want to be working till it's dark again. I have to get back on those $10 readings. So I'm just going to do Leo, maybe Virgo, depending how quick I can get through Leo. Let me go grab my charger, though. And then I'll just do a part 2 for tomorrow. Okay, guys. Couldn't find my white cord to borrow Danny's. Okay. Let me plug this in. Hope you guys are enjoying this this message today. Something new anyways. I wanted to do something new for you. Okay. All right. Okay. Hopefully that works. Okay. I didn't hear it go ding, so I don't know. All right. So, was Gemini good? Okay. So now we're going to jump in. Oh, I forgot to say. With Gemini, like I said for Aries and Taurus, what was the center of their universe? For a Sun Gemini, what is the center of your universe? Relationships, communication, being in touch. What is most important to a Gemini is having a voice, being able to voice your opinions and your thoughts, whether that's on paper, you know, in a computer setting, in a social media setting, in a family setting. You have to make sure that what's going on inside of you is reaching others. That is the main importance for you. So yes, communication is so important. Taurus it's very important to have financial, okay? And the sun revolves around support and the ability to support others and the focus on money, okay? And food, okay? Preservation, self-preservation. The importance for Aries, as we said, was self-preservation and keeping themselves, you know, as number one priority, which is the Aries sun mentality. But for Gemini sun, it's others. And so you might catch yourself in a, what is that saying? A 120? Or whatever the saying is. Catch 22. You actually put others before yourself. So the most important thing for you is relationships. And this can be damaging for so many reasons, but you were born here to conquer those things. So Gemini sun people, come on. I know it's so important to focus on other people, but what happens with Gemini is you're going to focus on your lover's healing before yours. You're going to focus on your friends' healing before yours. Your moms, your dads, your grandpas, your grandmas, your friends, your best friends, your kids, okay? Your siblings. You're going to be helping them achieve all of their goals. But when it comes to you, it's like you're putting yourself last here, okay? So, anyways, that's the sun in Gemini. Always thinking of others, all right? That's what's so important for you, is communication with others, and obviously that means relationships with others. Gemini goes without saying, the most important thing to a Gemini is the relationships and connections and friendships that they make. That is the most important. A Gemini will feel like they did not live a life worth living if they didn't make a difference in other people's lives. Gemini has to feel like they have touched other people's lives and they've done something for them. Otherwise, they weren't born here to do what they were supposed to do. That's how a Gemini feels. Okay, so moving on to the sun in Cancer. So sun in Cancer, now you could be a Vedic or a tropical, but if you have a sun in Cancer, we're going to talk about you. What is most important to you, Cancer? What is the most important thing? The king, the sun, the crown, the focus, the flashlight, spotlight on the sign of Cancer represents home. Home and your immediate family. There is nothing and no one more important than that, okay? And by that, there's many. Because in a home, it's not just one person. It's the ones that are in your home. You always look out for them. The home first. So a Cancer mentality, and even as a cardinal sign, you know, Aries, it was self first. Cancer, home first. Okay? And so everyone else comes second. Your neighbors come second. Okay, distant family members outside of your little home circle, they come second. Whoever's living with you, that they come first. Whether it's dogs, cats, children, siblings, parents, whoever's in that home, that's it. That's the most important thing for you. Also, the most important thing in life would be having real estate, owning a home. That is very important for you. You want to be also the head of the home, the head of the household. For a Cancer, you need to feel like the household is all going on because of you, okay? You rule the roost. You are the rooster here. You're the one that makes the home what it is. You're the one that gives the home what it has, and your ego is at home. If Cancer doesn't have a nice home, Cancer has a little bitty ego. Okay, Cancer does like to have kind of a big ego. They're very closely related to a Leo, okay? But remember, what rules Cancer is the moon, the opposite of the sun, which is the mother. So when you have a sun in Cancer, it means another sad fact for a Cancer that every Cancer will probably raise their hands and vouch to, aside from being very honest, because Cancer is usually pretty damn honest about feelings. Because your sun is in your fourth, it means that the most important thing to you would be the spouse and the reputation you have in your relationships. The reputation you have from a marriage is extremely important to you. And what does this mean for Cancer? Are you divorced? Are you still married for 20 years? Those things matter to a Cancer. Are your kids doing well in school? Do people see your children doing well in school? That matters to a Cancer, okay? Some people don't give a shit, or maybe they could care less, or they could care either way. To a Cancer, it matters. So they're very protective about what other people say or think about their spouse and their children or the people that live in their homes. They'll be damned to let anyone think any negative thoughts about them. They'll fight to the death to prevent any kind of negativity coming onto the family. They represent the fierce fighter. Also, they've always got their claws out. They're ready to attack to death if need be for their children and spouse and family. These are the kind of people that will run in front of a car for the child, or stop them and give their life, up to a wild animal and send their family up the hill. That's all Cancer vibes right there. Sacrifice them, to a shark and make sure their children are saved on a boat somewhere. It's always Cancer saying, I throw myself under the bus for you. You are first. I am here to provide and protect, to nourish and to love and to care and to raise. So that's what Cancers do. So the sun in Cancer wants to raise up their family. And one of their negative traits here is to raise their spouse. And a lot of spouses don't like that. They feel like Cancers are clingy. They feel like Cancers are mommying or trying to play daddy, because Cancers want to raise that person. They want to make that person grow into the best person they can be. Financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, like a mother. That's the natural aspect of a sun in Cancer, okay? They tend to nurture and mother everybody and everything. If you've ever had a friend that is a sun in Cancer, they tend to be the mommy or the daddy of the group. They tend to make sure all you guys, okay, example, young, you guys are 18. You go out with your friends and you're all going to Six Flags. I know I'm using Six Flags a lot today. And Cancer's the one driving. Cancer's the one putting the gas in the car. Cancer's the one making sure everybody has snacks on the way to Six Flags. Cancer's the one that packs a lunch for everybody and asks what everybody wants. Cancer's the one that makes sure everyone has their wristbands as they go into the park. Cancer's the one that makes sure that the rides are safe, that everyone's getting on. If their friends are getting approached by some loser guys across the way, Cancer's like, oh, hell no, don't talk to my friends, you loser. So Cancer tends to be mama bear with friends, or daddy bear with friends. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're here doing our own thing. Don't, Cancer tends to shepherd the group. So Cancer's like, okay, you come over here, smile for the picture. Okay, you guys go here. We're going to meet you down at this place. Cancer's always mommying. And so that's what Cancer does. They make sure everyone's fed. They manage time usually pretty well. So a Cancer will mark out their day and say, okay, by morning we're going to do ABC. By lunch we're going to have, this time we're going to meet over here, and by dinner we'll go out to this nice restaurant for dinner. And so Cancer's making all these plans, and everybody else is just along for the ride. Everyone's like, okay, Cancer's got this. Typical teenagers. That's and Cancers are mature at a very young age. So a Cancer sun would be very mature at the age of 4 or 5, always looking out for their siblings or peers. Cancers have a natural born gift to nurture animals also. So a lot of Cancers will always take in wounded animals, from baby birds to frogs to puppies to kittens to you name it, porcupines and skunks, whatever have you. Cancer would probably heal it, bring it back to health, and either release it or keep it, depending on how their 6th house looks. But generally speaking, Cancer is a nurturing sign. They tend to grow up and want to be nurses, or they might even have big aspirations about being a doctor. But they're very good at working in nurseries, okay, daycares, okay, working with children. Even from the age of 15, they could be babysitters, but they work very well with children. Young people, they would work very well around animals, okay? And they work very well in groups, to be honest. Cancers work well in groups. They tend to be the leader, which is with any cardinal sign. I mean, you pick a cardinal sign and they're the leader. Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. They will try to take the lead. So Cancers can be a little bit bossy and want to take the lead. Typical mom, right? Or typical dad. That's how they are. And so they try to look out for your best well-being. Cancer's sons are also very intuitive, what you would call a mother's instinct, okay? And you can be a male or female sun, Cancer, obviously, but they have strong intuition. They have a sixth sense. They have something that goes on in their gut when something's not right. They get knowings. They get feelings, okay? And they can definitely sense when something's off in the family. There's another little small trait you should know about Cancers. You can't lie to them. They sense blood in the water like a shark. If there's a problem in a group or in a family, especially the family, if there's a problem, they already know it, maybe even before you put your finger on it. And if they ask you, is everything okay? Really what Cancer's trying to tell you is, I know something's wrong. Tell me what it is so I can fix it. Because Cancer always wants to fix everyone's problems. Okay, so they already know something's wrong. So if you lie to a Cancer, say nothing's wrong. They know you're bullshitting, and they're going to keep bugging you until you're able to tell them. Just like a mother, they will bug you, or they'll spy on you, or they'll go, hunting down information to find out what the problem is. So you are better off just telling the Cancer than putting yourself out there to be spied on or watched or hunted down to figure it out and bugged till kingdom come, till you break, and till you tell them what's really going on. So, my advice if you're in a relationship with a Cancer is just tell them, okay? They're very good with emotions and working out problems. They're great problem solvers. Cancers are ruled by the moon, so their emotions are going to change often. Cancers are going to be moody. It depends on the moon's cycle. It's true. When there's a full moon, everyone in the world acts crazy. I mean, that's just what happens. Even the police records will tell you during full moons, that's like the most car accidents, the most family disputes and calls and fights, and a lot goes on a full moon. But for Cancers ruled by the moon, it affects them greatly. They're very heavily moved by the way the moon works, okay? So if it's a full moon, Cancers will have sleepless nights. They'll be restless. If they're a female, they could be heavy on a period, okay? Which would just add to the mess. But they could feel tired. They could feel you know, drained because they're not sleeping well with this full moon. They might be extremely emotional about the past. Everything is getting brought up, okay? So the closer the moon gets to full, Cancers are ready to just pour out a lot of emotions. When the moon is a new moon, they feel refreshed. Cancers generally have a good aspect on life during a new moon. They feel like they're ready to take on projects. They feel like they're ready to, you know, start on a new workout regimen, start a new health habit, do something new in the house. Like they're all energized. And then come half moon, they're losing vigor. They're losing interest. They maybe don't want to do that anymore, or they just started the project but didn't finish it. So Cancers can be in and out of commitment when it comes to projects and goals and things they want to do based on their emotions. Cancers can be very protective and very jealous in an intimate relationship because, and it's not because they're crazy, guys. Cancers work on ownership. What is mine? The fourth house represents a house, a home, someone's personal family that they've created and given birth to. So the aspect of Cancer is, this is mine. The aspect of Aries as a cardinal is, this is me. You see that difference? Aries says, this is me. Cancer says, this is mine. Libra says, this is us. But notice how Capricorn is a lot like Cancer, and they're right 1-7 from each other. And Capricorn also says, this is mine. So that little center 1-7 ship with the sun and the moon, this energy of father and mother, for a sun Cancer is, this is mine. And so when they are protective or jealous, it's because they've claimed you as theirs. They own you. And it's not because they're trying to be crazy and they want to just own people like possessions, but that's how they feel. They attach to their children as possessions. They attach to their home as a person. They attach to their lover as a possession. It's kind of running together, one and the same for Cancer. This is all what I've worked for and earned and created. This is mine. And so they have this natural aspect of trying to, again, shepherd and gather things in to keep it protected and safe. So what happens when a sheep runs away from the flock? And the sheep's over there in the mountains. The shepherd, Cancer, goes off to get the sheep, the wayward sheep, and bring it back to the flock, bring it back home. So Cancer does a lot of that in relationships. Come home. Come home, come home, come home. So they like to have a lot of their time and space at home. They don't like a lot of friends at their house. That is something big with Cancers, guys. When it comes to friends coming over, you better be invited. They don't like uninvited guests. Some people do. I think Libras, Leos, Aquariuses, Geminis, a lot of people are like, okay, just pop on over. That's fine. Come visit me. Cancer's like, what the fuck are you doing on my doorstep? Did I call you? Did I text you? Why are you here? And someone's like, well, I was bringing you a gift or a pumpkin pie. Shit, it's the holidays. Fuck, I thought you might want to eat some freaking pie, Cancer. And Cancer's like, oh, well, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much for your gift. Please come in. Because Cancers are totally hospitable. They would never turn someone away, even if their house is a fucking mess. But they hate it. So Cancer's literally gritting their teeth going, come in and make yourself at home. Meanwhile, Cancer's pulling their hair out like, oh my God, I don't look right. The house is a mess. The dishes aren't done. I freaking smell like onions. What the fuck are you doing on my doorstep? I wish you would call. And so Cancer makes it a point to tell the guest, I love it when you come over, but please, call or text me to let me know next time. Okay? So Cancers take that offensive. If a Cancer's at home and they get a ding dong and they don't know who the fuck it is, they weren't expecting shit, or an Amazon, the first thing a Cancer says is, who the fuck is that? because they didn't expect anyone. And so Cancers are, again, they're like the protective family dog. They're like, okay, who's at my door? What the frick's going on? What unexpected rude person is at my door? And that's how Cancer feels. Like, how rude of you to come to my door. And so, you know, it's that crabbiness that Cancer has. And some people will say, you know, Cancer's really crabby, Steph. Really crabby. You know, they're so, I don't know if I'm going to catch them on a good day or a bad day. No, honey, you caught Cancer on a good day, but you didn't tell him you were going to come over, so you created a bad day. That's how Cancer sees it. Like, you know what? You would have nothing but good days with me if you would just communicate when you're coming to my house, my castle, my sacred space. Because you have to remember, for Cancers, their house is their sacred space, private, ashram. You know, this is their sacred space. This is their sanctuary. This is where they do worship. This is where they do healing. This is where they do their rest. This is where they, you know, have their peace away from the world. This is their safe space. So yes, they're very particular and very protective. If you're invited over to a Cancer's house, rest assured you're going to have the best drink, the best food, the most comfortable couch. They're going to make sure if you're invited over for dinner, you're going to be completely at home. They're going to make sure you're very comfortable. Okay? But you better be invited. Hi! Oh, my sweetie's here. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to finish. My kiddos are home. Okay. Well, anyways. Funny, we're talking about home with Cancer, and then I have my kiddos come home. And that's another thing about Cancer sons. They love their children. Oh my God, Cancers love kids. They love kids. They just do. If you've ever been in a relationship with a Cancer, you have had the conversation about children. They make sure in any relationship they get in, you talk about children. Whether you want children or you don't, you have the conversation about children. 9 times out of 10, depending on their moon does make the difference. You know, but Cancer will say, I really want kids. Do you want kids? How many kids do you want? They need to know, because Cancers tend to dream of their future home and family at a very young age. We're talking grade school. So Cancers have already dreamed up the home situation. Where most signs are thinking about games and friendships and travel, Cancers are thinking about what I want to be when I grow up. How many kids do I want? How many animals do I want? What is my house going to look like? Cancers are already drawing their future home. Cancers are already thinking about all of that. Okay? So, anyways, they love children, and you guys are definitely going to have a conversation about it. Cancers are also very affectionate. So if you've ever been in a relationship with a Cancer, your chances are you're going to be snuggled to death. Cancers love to put their legs on you, their arms on you, their lips on you. They love it. They just want to be smothering you with love and affection and kisses. Okay, so Cancers love to cuddle. If you want to get on a Cancer's good side, cuddle them. I promise you, you couldn't cuddle them too much. They love it. They love to feel needed. They love to feel wanted. Well, bye, Caroline. Or Caroline. Bye. And bye, Steve, I guess. Okay, bye, guys. So anyways, cuddling is a very big move for Cancers. Kisses and affection, romance. Cancers are very big on feelings. So if they feel like you're drifting away, and you're losing interest in affection, they think something's wrong. Okay. Oh, you're subbing, Steve? I'm so glad. Yay. Thank you, Steve. So anyways, Cancers do not go off of your bank account. They could care less how much you make. I mean, I think they do care because they want to make sure that you guys can definitely have a family, but they're not going to judge you on whether you make $1 billion or $100,000 or $50,000. They're not going to judge you. Cancers just want to make sure that you are capable of having a family. That's all. They don't care about your status. They don't care about, name brand things. Cancers are frugal, actually. One of the most frugal signs is Cancer. They always have coupons. They look for the best deal. They like group deals. They like to shop at like Sam's Club or Costco. They love that. They like bulk. So Cancers love to get things in bulk. Mm-hmm.
I was really exhausted.
Yeah.
And really tired.
You're tired and exhausted?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go rest on the couch, my handsome?
I want to play with my train.
Okay. Well, you can. I love you.
Love you.
You're the best.
Okay.
Okay. So anyways, yeah, Cancers are not really into name brands. They're very comfortable with little. Frugal-minded for sure. The most important value in a Cancer's heart is love, because really what rules the Cancer is the moon, and that is the emotions and the heart. The mental thoughts and the heart and the emotions, that is the highest value for them. If you love them, they feel like they are a billionaire. If you show them love and affection and commitment, Cancers feel like they're the richest person on the face of this earth, and they couldn't be even more lucky. So Cancers will cherish you if you just give them love and affection. Kisses and hugs and words of affirmation go a very long way with a Cancer, where you might give words of affirmation and affection to, say, a Gemini or an Aquarius, or a Pisces even, or a Sag. It might go okay. They don't care either way. They like it, but it doesn't mean everything to them. Where with a Cancer, what you just did meant everything to them. There's something else really big for Cancers, and I'll give you a secret. If you confess your love to them, they remember it forever. They never forget it. The first time you say, I love you to a Cancer, they remember every detail. They may not know the date or the time, but they know the moment. They know how you made them feel, and they remember the affections of that moment. Cancers are very nostalgic. So Cancers in their imagination, in their moon, they can go back to a place in time and feel those emotions for you like it just happened yesterday. So that is the secret about Cancer, is they remember those important moments. The moment they had their child, the moment you said, I love you, the moment you bought your first house and moved in that first night, the moment that you first held hands, or the moment you guys went on a first date. I mean, these are the big things, and they remember because they just catalog through memories. Again, not dates and times, just feelings. Cancers will catalog through feelings. And as long as they can travel time by going back into the emotions, they can recall extreme details. So they have a very good memory. So if you guys are having a fight, and let's just say something happened 5 years ago, and you're telling them, you know what, Cancer, I never said that. I don't remember what you're talking about. And Cancer will look at you dead eye and say, are you effing kidding me? You don't remember saying that. Oh, well, let me refresh your memory. And Cancers will play out the entire scene so you can remember. Like, let me just help you out with that situation, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about that day. You, blah, blah, blah. Then I, blah, blah, blah. Then you, blah, blah, blah. And so they bring up that whole situation. And they even tell you where you were standing. And you were standing, you know, at the bottom of the stairs by the door this day, okay? It was about, you know, 7 p.m. because it was just getting dark. And you wanted to go blah, blah, blah. You know, so they have all these details. And the person's looking at them like, how do you remember this? This was 5 years ago. How do you remember this, Cancer? And they're looking at you like, excuse me, how could you not remember this? That was the moment you said you loved me. Or that was the moment you knew that I was the one. How could you not remember that? So, you know, again, Cancers remember these monumental emotional events. If there was an emotional event, Cancer is going to remember. So that is another little secret about Cancer. Another thing, and I'll just run through these real quick here. Cooking. Cancers love to cook. Cancer sun people love to cook. They imagine that they are a chef. So Cancers like to pretend like they are the best chef on TV. They like to watch cooking shows and recreate the meals they've seen on TV. So they try to make the perfect family dinner. They try to make their house look like a catalog, okay, or a model home. They want to recreate family perfection. So Cancers want to look like that perfect mom or dad. Cancers want to look like that perfect husband or wife. Cancers want to recreate family memories just like it is in the magazines or on TV. They want that birthday party to be just like TV. They want, you know, whatever. Their house has to be so awesome and comfortable. So Cancers are totally fun when it comes to family. And meals are very important, not just because of how they taste, but they want everyone, you know, looking at them. Pay attention. We're at the dinner table. Put your phone down. Turn off the TV. Cancers are the ones that create a home setting. And I want you to note that down on your notebook there. Cancers create a home setting. So for the holidays, what home for the holidays is Cancer. And so you're going to decorate the tree. You're going to decorate the table. You're going to get the centerpiece. You're going to have the nice china or the pretty dishes. You're going to have the poinsettias, the smell of cinnamon in the house. You might have Christmas music playing. Okay, the chairs are probably perfect. They have cushions on them, you know, to make sure they're comfortable. Or a Cancer will have benches or extra chairs. Cancers make sure every guest is comfortable. Basically, in a nutshell, Cancer wants you to feel at home. So whether you're a friend of a friend or the husband of a sibling or whoever doesn't live there, they want you to feel like you live there. They will tell you, take off your shoes, sit down on the couch. Here's a blanket. Would you like some hot cocoa? You know, here's a pillow. You know, they want you to be really comfortable. This is not the kind of home where you would come into a Cancer's home and there would be plastic on the couch and plastic rugs on the carpet. And don't touch anything, okay? Put your glass on a coaster. That's more Libra. That's more Aquarius. That's more Taurus. Cancer's kind of a mess. Yes, they strive to have a home look like a catalog, but they also have a lived-in home. So Cancer wants you to feel more like you're at grandma's house in the catalog than the New York penthouse, okay? They kind of want to recreate grandma's house. Again, because they're nostalgic. So Cancers will have a lot of items from their grandparents or their parents. They'll inherit furniture, pictures, pillows, things with stitches on it, you know, homemade items, homemade decorations that people have given them that were special, and they're not going to get rid of it, even if it doesn't go with their decor. They're like, well, fuck, grandma's sewed on pillow doesn't go with shit out here, but she made it and I'm putting it out here and it's going to look great. Okay? So anyways, that's another sign of Cancer. I think I'm pretty much bragging way too much about Cancers and I should move on. But Cancer signs, in a nutshell, are loving, affectionate. They love children. They love home. They want to make you feel at home. Please call before you come over. They like announcements. They don't like surprises. Cancers don't like surprises, and they don't tolerate cheating. They will fight for what's theirs. They are protective. And they can be a little obsessive or clingy, depending on the situation. That's their downfall. Cancer, some of your downfalls is clinginess. You don't want to let your kids go. You know, you don't want them to leave the nest. You know, a lot of Cancers are like, don't leave. I love you. I want to be with you. Stay at home. Let's make another house, you know, out back for you. I don't want you to go. When it comes to their spouses, Cancers are like, don't go to work. Can't you just call off work today and snuggle in bed with me and, you know, make love all day? Can't you just call off work? You know, Cancer doesn't want their person to work so hard. Cancers generally tend to be with someone more strict. So Cancers are soft on the rules. Cancers are not generals. They do not bark rules, okay? No, Cancers have a very hard time punishing children or making rules around the house. That's why their karma, the 1-7 Capricorn energy, is a lot more strict. So they will generally find a partner that is strict on schedule, strict on education, strict on cleanliness, strict on all these different kinds of things. And if their kids get in trouble or somebody gets, you know, they break a rule, Cancer's usually the one to soften Capricorn's mind and say, you know, Capricorn, did you really have to ground them for a month? That sounds kind of crazy. Don't you think that just the weekend would be good? You know, so Cancer's meant to change their partner's mind, to lower their aggressiveness. Cancer tries to find aggressive people. I don't know why, it's just a thing Cancers do. They like leaders and they like alphas, mostly because they're a cardinal sign. But Cancers are attracted to alpha mentalities and people that are a little bit more controlling. When it comes to in the bedroom, Cancers like people that are more controlling because they like to feel safe and wanted and needed and desired, and that makes them feel that way. But Cancers are also very, how do you say, approachable in the bedroom, like... they're not shy, okay? They're not shy in the bedroom. They're willing to try everything and anything, okay? Once at least. And they're initiators also with lovemaking because they're so affectionate. So when it comes to your romantic relationships with a Cancer, they'll please you. And one of the best and worst parts of Cancer is they're people pleasers. And it really hits home at bed, you know, in the bedroom. Cancers will be a people pleaser a bit much, and that's okay with them. Cancers don't care if they get theirs. Do you see what I'm saying? If Cancer doesn't get off in the bedroom, that's okay. Their needs and their emotions were met if they took care of their partner's needs. You see, they find joy and fulfillment in that. Where some people are the opposite. They look at their partner like, how selfish can you be? How absolutely selfish. Why are you always in it for you? You know, it's not fair that you got, what about me? You know, but see, Cancer's not, what about me? Okay, not at all. Cancer's like, good, I did my job. I'm the best. I succeeded. I fulfilled my partner's needs. That's what I'm here for. And so that's how Cancer is in relationships. That's what I'm here for. I'm fulfilling my needs. I'm fulfilling my needs by fulfilling yours. Because Cancer needs to be needed. Am I making sense? And the same thing when families are sick. Cancer's there making chicken noodle soup while Cancer's sick. Could Cancer be laying in bed needing help? Yeah, but Cancer doesn't care. They're up out of bed taking care of everyone, no matter how sick they are, unless they literally can't get out of bed. Again, they put others first before them. And that's just how Cancer is, the nurturer and the caregiver. And they will drag themselves thin. So Cancer, part of your karma, as I end this, is you've got to give to yourself. And it's a problem because you do it so little that you drain yourself and you can become an emotional, crabby mess with the family members around you. The ones that you love so much, the ones that you want to keep so close. If you don't take care of yourself, you lose them because you push them away because you're running on E and you're not the best that you can be. Now, what is the lessons for Cancer to learn? What are the lessons for Cancer? Show me the lessons for the sign of Cancer. Okay. Yeah, bottom of the deck. Self-love. We have the 9 of Cups. Okay. Oh, Marcus had a good comment there. Give a little bit of your heart to me. Oh, give a little bit. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your heart. That's a good song. You guys singing that song? Give a little bit. Yeah, I like that song. So yeah, Cancers are givers, not receivers. Okay. They're the feminine energy of the cardinals. Okay. And it's ironic because Aries is masculine, Libra is masculine, and Capricorn is masculine. Even though Capricorn's Earth, which is kind of another feminine, it just comes off as masculine because of the Saturn rulership. But Cancer's feminine because of the moon. Aries is Mars, masculine. Libra is Venus, which is feminine, but Libra tends to more act like a masculine as far as sensitivities go. So out of really all the cardinals, I mean, Cancer, you're the most femme. So anyways, we have the 9 of Cups. We have selfishness, but we also have self-love. Now, this little girl is focused on eating. And the other kids are focused on playing, and one kid wants to take another kid's toy. And it's so funny that we're on Cancer because this little boy's hand is a claw, like a crab. Gimme, 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 it's mine. And that's your saying, Cancer. It's this is mine. This is mine. And look what's here. We have you guys see the claw? It's like a crabby claw on the kid. Yeah, there's the crab. It's mine. Give it to me. So some problems sharing. And then we got this girl just stuffing her face with cake. She's like, I don't care about toys. Cancer, there's a couple problems here. One, you might have an eating problem. Some Cancers tend to have an eating disorder, whether you don't eat enough or you eat too much. And that's something that Cancer should always focus on, is that, you know, that can happen with Cancer. It's because of emotions. Emotions are going to rule what you eat. And some of you guys are so emotional you can't eat. You starve yourself. And you smoke and you drink. And some of you Cancers are so emotional that you stuff yourself with food as an emotional comfort because you're lacking emotional support. So this is going to be, you know, an overall kind of energy for the sign of Cancer. Take care of your body, which is this 9 of Cups, and your emotions. Because if you don't balance out these emotions, your eating habits can get out of whack. Someone says, Moon in Cancer, yes, food is a struggle. Jelly Bean, I hear ya. Food is a damn struggle. So a lot of emotions are out of whack for you. Yeah, so bottom line, watch what you eat, take care of yourself. Oh, shit. Cancer. Woo, woo. You got your 1-7. You got your 1-7. You got Capricorn, which is your soulmate energy. Love it. But, you know, we're going to talk about what it means. Okay. But you got Capricorn. You're 1-7. I already said that. But your past struggles are obsessiveness, addiction, overbearing, lack of control on yourself, and too much control on others. So there is this controlling nature. And that is something that a Cancer will learn in their youth, or if you're watching now, in your past. Okay? One of the biggest past lessons for Cancers is I don't have control over everything. I've got to release control. Cancer so much wants to have control. But Cancer's biggest lessons are you don't. You can't control those kiddos forever. You can't control your spouse. You can't control who shows up at your house. As much as you might try, you can't control if the house gets in disarray as much as you might try. So it's learning the serenity prayer. You know, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. And that is what you've learned in your past lessons. And there's a lot of jealousy. And there is addictions and obsessiveness. Some of these addictions are food things that we talked about, okay? That's some of your past. That's some of the lessons Cancer's going to have to work with. And this is a timeless message, Cancer. So timeless. This is going to last forever whenever you see this. Learn to let go. What are you currently learning right now? Like, what is this current message for you? The Fool card. New beginnings. Let go of the past that had control of your life that you just can't let go of. You're so nostalgic, and be anew. The Fool card is you don't know where you're going. Yes, it could lead to danger, but it may not. It may not. And with the Sun in Cancer, you're not alone. You have so many family members and children and people that love you and want to be with you that even if you do start anew, you're not going in it alone. I feel like you have to open your heart, be open to new experiences, take a risk, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the moment, take a leap of faith, trust in the universe, even when you feel like it's not going in your favor and it couldn't be further from you. The message here is you just don't have control over everything. So what are you going to do about it? Well, you're not going to sit there and dwell about it and get emotional about it and get depressed about it. You're not going to sit here and obsess about it. Obsess over what? What you can't change? The lesson to be learned is start afresh, start anew. What comes into your future position is the Four of Wands. Marriage and partnership. Cancer, you were created to have a home, Four of Wands, and a marriage. It wouldn't be here with your soulmate if that wasn't true. Cancer, I don't know what kind of hell and high water trials and tribulations you've been through. Clearly, Cancer, whenever you see this message, you've been through a shit show. Maybe a few shit shows. But that is not the end. That is just the beginning. Where you're being led to is happiness. If you're willing to let go of your past, however difficult that was for you, you are going to achieve big goals like marriage and family and a deep connection with a soulmate. That is what's most important to you. And you will achieve that. But you have to, get out of your own way and start taking care of yourself. You also have to learn how to be a partner. You have to learn to love yourself enough that you're healthy to be in a healthy relationship. Cancer, the relationships that you've been in were not healthy. They were codependent. You depended on them or they depended on you. Or maybe it was both. But you guys were a mess. Okay? That's not a good relationship. And that is your past. There's a lot of damage. And right now you just have to let go of that. Take the lessons you've learned from all of that and just say, okay, well, it's not all bad. Okay? This Fool is carrying something with him. All right? He's got a little bag of karma with him. All right? In this case, it could be very good karma. You've learned how to be a spouse. You've learned how to be a mother or a father. You've learned how to take care of a home. And as hard as that may have been in your youth, maybe you've been in and out of homes, in and out of moving, in and out of apartments, in and out of jobs, in and out of relationships. It's been so hard for you to have stability in your home, which is most important. A new day arises. Welcome it in. Those were all a mess and a lessons that you had to go through for happiness. Now you know how to love yourself. Now you know how to be good. I think up until this reading, hun, You didn't know how to love yourself. And as much as you say, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I sleep a lot. Well, that's a Cancer thing. Well, I eat enough. That's a Cancer thing. Well, you know, I make sure I enjoy myself and go outside and see nature and connect with, you know, people and animals. That's a Cancer thing. Don't act like you went above and beyond to do those things. You know, those things come natural to Cancer. Being in nature comes natural to Cancer. Being a psychic comes natural to Cancer. Being a giver comes natural to Cancer. Okay, don't give me those excuses that you work so hard to love yourself. By the way, sleeping in is natural to Cancer. Where Capricorn wants to get up at the crack of dawn and go to work, Cancer wants to sleep in. Okay, so a sun sign Cancer loves their sleep. Hello, moon card, they love the night. A lot of sun Cancers, you know, most of the time of you guys, you love the evening. Okay? You come alive when the moon comes out. The sun, que sera, sera. When the moon comes out, let's party. Let's really have a good time. You know, some people like to be out in the sun picnicking, you know, and Cancer's like, well, I'll wait till sunset.
Mama,
So we can see the stars
Mommy,
after we eat. That's what Cancer
Mama.
finds fun.
Mama, do you
Yes?
have the other phone? I want train videos.
Okay, I'm almost done. I don't have my other phone. Unless you look in my purse on the kitchen table. Go check.
I don't think
So let's get a lesson in love for Cancer. What is a lesson in love for the sign of Cancer when you find this video? Pleasure. Refreshing. You're going to have to find some pleasure with having fun. Sometimes Cancer, because Capricorn's looking straight at you, relationships feel like work, work, work. And that is the truth, Cancer. For a Cancer, relationships are work. That is your job. It is your job to have kids. It is your job to have a spouse.
the pose.
Okay, Mariah, can you help him find the purse? Close the door and ask her to help you. Okay, trying to finish this last reading up here. So anyways, you have to have fun with your kids and your spouse. Find some pleasure, blow some bubbles, make more out of life. Don't sleep in all day and waste it. You've got to push yourself. I know Cancers love the night, but you have to make yourself enjoy the day as well. So you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to be more fun. A lot of Cancers tend to be a little bit strict at home, not in the sense of rules and regulations, but strict on themselves. Cancers get up to feed and clean and cook and clothe and provide and work and protect the home. So they spend a majority of their life caretaking the home. And it's not fun when it seems like work. So Spirit's like, one of the biggest lessons you need is to just put on some good music, dance in the rain, dance in the house when you clean, listen to fun things. Don't make it a mission, make it fun. Okay? Bottom of the deck is refreshing. And that's read a good book. Calm down, give some time for yourself. One of the worst things Cancer can do is not give nourishment to their mind and their soul. You guys are so tired from a hard day's work that when it comes down to stopping and smelling the flowers, or the lilacs in this case, and sitting down and reading a good book, or maybe writing a good book, and having a cup of tea is so nourishing and so refreshing for you. You can't worry about being in a relationship 99% of the time. And most Cancers just worry about their person and your kids. And so 99% of your day, you're focused on them. It's so refreshing to focus on you a little bit. 9 of Cups. And I don't mean sleeping, and I don't mean eating, and I don't mean watching TV. I mean nourishing your soul. Meditation, working out, yoga, reading a book, writing a book, can't talk here, making a nice cup of tea, getting in the bubble bath, not just a quick bath like 10 minutes, but 30 minutes, candles, music, comfort. You deserve that. Put your feet up. Also, this is spending, you know, on yourself. Nails done, foot rubs, massages. You deserve that, Cancer. You're such a nurturer. Let me tell you, Sun Cancers rarely get massages because they're always giving them. Who hears the Sun Cancer and can say, yes, that's definitely me? I'm always offering the massage. I'm not receiving one. How many of these Cancers can say they normally go out of their way to make a special party for someone, but you very rarely have a special party created for you? Like, you may be making a surprise party or a wedding reception for someone, but when it comes to events for yourself, no one goes out of their way. Cancer, people need you in this world because without you, they wouldn't have all those things. People wouldn't have surprise parties without a Cancer. People wouldn't have romantic moonlight dinners with all the perfections to make them comfortable after a hard day's work without the sign of Cancer. People wouldn't have their needs met without the sign of Cancer. Without you, this would be almost a loveless world. And so the most important job for you, Cancer, is to give yourself some much needed self-love, self-time, and comfort. So I want you guys to focus on self and see how that changes your life. I know you can never fully stop worrying about others. That's your nature. But I know you can change the way you've been managing your time and give yourself more. And I think that's the biggest lesson in love for Cancer, is to give yourself more, to expect more and to want more from your spouse. Because you are created for union, you are created for marriage with the Four of Wands. You just have to get over obsessing about it and over giving and sticking to karmic patterns and old addictions, old bad habits.
I need the charger for his tablet.
I don't know where it is. It might be in the living room. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably going to go. Obviously, my kids are losing their ever-loving mind without me. The last one, bottom of the deck, is True Colors. One of the best traits about Cancer is you're honest and genuine. A lot of people might not know that about you, but you wear your heart on your sleeve. You open up emotionally, and you're always there for others, and you're not a fake. You're very genuine with what you give to people. And you expect that in return, but you don't always get that. So be careful who you open your heart to. You might be opening up your heart to a devil. And Cancers probably do. You guys probably do open your heart up to a devil, hoping you can give them enough love to make them a saint. Cancers are not afraid to take on the devil and as a challenge and make them better. You guys are the healers of the ages. Cancers are excellent nurses, and certainly a nurse of the soul as well. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this reading, guys. I've gone on and on and on and on. I think I went way overdid it at the end. I don't know why. It just happened that way. I'm sorry. I'm going to catch back up. We're going to keep doing this little series here. We're going to be doing Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio in the next video. And we're going to see the sun through those signs and talk about them and just see what they're all about. Again, what is the center of the universe for Cancer as we end? Just reiteration here, the family. Okay, the family is the center of the universe for a Cancer. What is the center of the universe for a Gemini is expression. Okay, the most important thing in Gemini is communication and expression. That means everything to them. In relationships, in work, in love, in everything. Communication is key. What is the center of the universe for Taurus? We're just reiterating down the road here. Is, well, I would say what it takes to support you, food and money. Okay, pretty basic. Basic needs is what's most important to the Taurus. Okay, financial gain and being able to survive. Okay, self-preservation. taking care of the food in the home. That is key. So the most important thing for Taurus is to make sure that you can stand on your own 2 feet and even help others. That is the center of the universe for Taurus. You've got to be able to provide for yourself. That is key for Taurus. And for Aries, since we're done with you as well. Center of your universe, what is the sun for you? Self. Self-love, self-preservation. Looking out for you, making sure you make it. You're a survivor and a leader. So that's the most important thing, is self for Aries people. That's for the sun. These are all the sun signs, but we're going to go ahead and continue. Hopefully that makes sense for everyone. Yes, please hit the like button, guys, if you've been in this video this far. Please subscribe if you haven't this far yet. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe. And thank you all for your donations yesterday. We're finishing up those readings today. Today is Tuesday. We're finishing them all up. And deliveries should be some tonight and some tomorrow. So keep a lookout there. Make sure I have your emails. If you don't have your email in the message with the donation, just send it to me through Skype or in the comments below this video or the video that talks about those readings. You can comment in that video and say, here's my email stuff or whatever. Okay? So I can deliver it to you. I love you guys. Be blessed. If you're interested in learning how to read tarot, you can go to JKS 1111. Sign up for the class. It's January 1st. And if you want to pay for that class, you can do payments. Just make sure you're paid up by the time class starts. And you can pay that through Cash App right now. I have the tag in the description. You're going to have to go to your not your Cash App. You're going to have to go to your app store, search out Cash App, and then download it. And then you can create your little account with your debit card or bank account. And then you can search for my Cash App tag, which is money symbol. Okay. The S with the line in it, the money symbol. And then let that shit go, 1111. Each word has a capital letter. Okay. And the title that should come up when you find my account is JKS 1111. That's what should come out. So anyways, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for your donations. If you guys want to shoot me a donation just as a thank you and a little shout out, I'd appreciate that too. You're welcome to do that. And that's about it. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful night. Remember, this life is a journey, not a destination. So just keep swimming. If you liked this video, please comment below and tell me what you liked about it. If there's anything that you think I could add in this video into the next videos, let me know. If I'm missing anything, am I answering enough information? I hope I did. I could probably do, full videos per sign and talk per sign, but I tried to keep it blended and I'm not exactly succeeding on the time limit there, but I'm trying. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Have a blessed, beautiful night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I look forward to your comments. Bye.